Why this conference? I know many of you as researchers are asking yourself, can I have a company? Can I be entrepreneur and a researcher at the same time? And on the other hand, the policymakers and the management of the university are asking yourself how to support, foster, and also regulate these activities at your universities and in your country.
What kind of support is needed in the early phases of a spin-out? First of all, have a clear policy. Have a clear policy is the biggest support you can give your university members, because they can have a read and they can understand how your viewpoint is on startups and spin-offs. Whether you like it or dislike it, it depends of course on the board and the president, but in principle, a policy gives you a certain empowerment, believing that you're on the right track going on a spin out, or showing also the obstacles you run into.
It is impossible to avoid conflicts of interest. You will have conflicts of interest. The question is, what do you do with it?
What we do not see very often is that the university itself would become shareholder of the company. This is due to the different jurisdictional difficulties that we face in the national laws.
Education and training becomes a very, buying knowledge, and somebody else is giving you opportunity to upgrade your knowledge and competence to do things. It is on a long term very attractive incentive, especially for the young researchers. So people like to go elsewhere and to learn from others and to upgrade their knowledge, because the knowledge is the most valuable they have. So it is, it appears, different kind of support. It's very is considered as effective, very effective.
And let's see what motivates people in this region, or basically most of the attendees from Slovenia, to actually engage in technology transfer activities. Comment the results.
Whoa, this is please.
It doesn't really fit your takeaway. Money is still a great incentive.
It is. So we should think how to better promote what the universities are doing and making available information to the society, to be aware that university, even if it's not making a lot of money, has a huge impact on the society. That's a challenge.
If we look at program level challenges, and I talk specifically about TTOs, most TTOs are destined to be cost centers, not profit centers. This is often very hard for rectors and rectors' teams and for faculty deans to accept. They feel TTOs should be making a lot of money, selling science, selling technology, and as a result they ought to be self-sustainable. Most of them aren't. It's simply not possible with the sort of science and technology that is being produced. And I also say I don't think this is a fair way of operating. If the goal of the Technology Transfer Office is to transfer technology and to realize value, then the KPIs ought to be looking at how much technology is being transferred and how much value is being realized. And I'll come back to the University of Warsaw and how they've done that in a little bit. Well, overall, what I find interesting is how interested people are in conflict of interest. And I see that as being really positive, because it can be a very dry subject, and if people are now wanting to understand how they deal with it and how they engage with it, it means you have people who want to be involved in this. And that's really good to me. This means that you have appetite and you have potential. If I had a message for university management, it would be to signal very clearly how you feel about this and what you want. So make sure that if you are encouraging people and endorsing people, that message reaches them. We want you to do this, and we encourage you to do this, and we will support you to do this. and probably a little bit more privately to the university management, that when you go away and think about why you're doing this, make sure, please, that it is realistic in terms of what you expect your technology transfer office to be able to achieve for you. If you're looking for them to bail you out from global recessions and a lack of money, this is not a fair request to the University Technology Transfer Office. So please make it very clear to them what you expect from them. Do give them some simple KPIs and make sure that they feel that they are feasible and realistic so that they can go out and try and achieve them. Those would be my 2 comments, I think, if I may.
It's very easy. I can just repeat what Lisa said. Well, don't do it for money.
It's like a family education, you know. You are facing something which is becoming wanted behavior, and with the time you accept this not as obligation but as a question of pride. So I think we still need a time to introduce good models from people who manage to do great things, focusing on innovation and bringing this innovation to somebody who can use it, to users. I'm not insisting on commercialization, I'm more insisting on users. But in all this process, intellectual property do play the role, and it is not because I'm from WIPO, but it is not. It is simply the way to create also an environment of the confidence among partners, among even competitors. If everybody respects rights of the others, we are more open to open our portfolio, to openly work with the others, and to disclose, to let it go to the community, for the benefit of the society.